For a long, long time, all over the world, people have been telling stories, and lots of those stories are about God. We tell stories for many reasons, because they are funny, sad, exciting, scary, or happy. We tell stories because they help us explore and share our feelings, and who and what is important to us. Our most special stories can become sacred stories. Sacred stories can be told for hundreds and thousands of years, over and over. Today, we will explore an old sacred story and wonder about why our ancestors chose to tell this story and why it was important to them. Then we will discover a newer story that may help us understand something important and sacred in a new way. Thank you for hanging out with me and exploring special sacred story time. Welcome to Heart Stories.
God is light. God is light so dazzling that our eyes cannot look at it. But the beauty of each day, the rays of the sun, the kindness and the joy that light up a face, the hope and the happiness that brighten our days, all these reflect a little of God's light. Our ancient story today is from the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis is the very first book in the Bible. And the first part of it tells the story of how God created the world. All cultures all over the world have a story about how the world was created. All of them are different, but sometimes they have things that are very similar. So today, we are going to read the creation story from the book of Genesis. In the very beginning, God's love bubbled over when there was nothing else. No trees, no birds, no animals, no sky, no sea, only darkness. Out of this love, God spoke, "Let there be light." And there was day, and there was night. And when the first day was gone, God smiled and knew that it was good. On the second day, God said, "Let there be sky where the clouds can float and the wind can blow." And the sky was bright blue and beautiful. On the third day, God said, "Let the waters gather together into oceans, and let the dry land appear." Now God decided to make the world even more dazzling with tall trees and long grass. And the first flower opened in all its glory. On the fourth day, God said, "Let the sky be filled with the sun and the moon." And God scattered stars across the sky like sparkling diamonds. On the fifth day, God said, "Let there be birds to fly and sing, and fish to swim and splash." And the world was filled with the joyous sound of bird song. On the sixth day, God said, "Let there be animals, elephants and giraffes, cats and mice, and bees and bugs." And suddenly, the world was a very noisy place. But something was still missing. Then God said, "I will make people, and I'll make them like me, so they can enjoy the earth and take care of it." God did just that, and it was all so very, very good. God looked at everything that was made and was delighted. Isn't it wonderful? And on the seventh day, God laughed and rested, and enjoyed the glorious creation. Let's say a little prayer together. Dear God, help me to enjoy and care for your beautiful earth. Today, our storybook is called A Very Big Problem. It's by Amy Jill Levine and Sandy Eisenberg Sasso. It's illustrated by Annie Bowler and published by Flyaway Books. This is kind of a different way of telling the creation story that we find in our Bible, in the book of Genesis. God planted the very first garden in the whole world. You might think it was a quiet and peaceful place, but it wasn't. There was a problem, a very big problem. Each part of the garden was sure it was the best, the most important, the one God loved more than any other. They all bragged and boasted and blustered. Land said, God made me first. I was here before you. Without me, there would be no garden, no place for seeds to take root, or vegetables to grow, or flowers to bloom. I am the first. Land quaked, God should love me the most. It is only fair. Rain sputtered, no way that is fair. Without me, nothing could grow. What good is land without rain? Nothing more than dusty dirt. I am the most refreshing. Rain drizzled. God should love me the most. It is only fair. Plants sprouted. No way is that fair. We may have come after land and rain, but what is a garden without us? Just an empty field. No bright colors, no sweet scents, no soft grass. We are the most beautiful. Plants bloomed. God should love us the most. It is only fair. Do you think that's fair? Sun blazed. No way is that fair. Without me, land and rain just make mushy mud. Plants have no energy to grow. A garden can't live in the dark. I am the brightest. Sun beamed. God should love me the most. It is only fair. Birds squawked. No way is that fair. Without us, there is no garden. We carry plant seeds from one place to another. We give land what it needs to grow grass and trees, vegetables and flowers. Our songs are the most splendid. Birds tweeted, God should love us the most. It is only fair. And then earthworms wriggled. What do you think they said? No way is that fair. Without our squiggling and wiggling underground, without our turning the earth, rain will wash away. Land will erode. Sun can't feed birds, but we can. We are the busiest. Earthworms squirmed. God should love us the most. It is only fair. Quadrupeds, all the four-legged critters, trotted and ran and hopped. No way is that fair. The elephants trumpeted, we're the biggest. The cheetahs growled, we're the fastest. The rabbits thumped, we're the cutest. They all cheered, God should love us the most. And then children came along. No fair, no fair, no fair. No way is that fair. Without us, there is no one to care for the garden. We till it and feed it and rake it and weed it. You all may have been created before us, but we are the most important.
We are the best of creation, the very best." The children cried, "God should love us the most. It is only fair." What do you think? God listened to land and rain, plants and sun, birds and earthworms, quadrupeds and children, and smiled. Then God said, "Some of you came before others. Some of you are bigger, and some are stronger. Some sing, and some growl. Some wiggle, and some thump. But all of you are needed. My love is big enough for every one of you. Without all of you together, there would be no garden at all. Land and rain, plants and sun, birds and earthworms, quadrupeds and children. Everyone listened to what God said. They stopped arguing. They stopped bragging and boasting and blustering. In one raucous chorus, they sang out, "God's garden needs every one of us. God loves us all." And they drew a deep breath and sighed one very big ah. There was quiet in God's garden. There was peace. And it was very good. This is the last weekend of Earth Month. And so we read these stories to remember that God created the earth for everyone. The earth is for everyone. And however it came into existence, we all need to share it and take care of it. Everyone, everywhere in the world, and all throughout time, in the ancient past and in the faraway future, has a heartbeat, just like you. All people love and live and feel. All people tell stories to make sense of it all. Let's keep telling stories to honor the past and help create the future. I'll see you next time for more heart stories. You can purchase the wonderful books used in today's Heart Stories by visiting your local bookseller or using the links in the description below.